How's it going, everyone?
Hey
Uh,
everybody.
it's Corey and Trevor here from TitlePending. We're actually recording this one on time, so yeah. And if you haven't, can't tell, there is a new background layout, just kind of a more organized one, for now.
Yeah, we're gonna be trying a couple different things with the next few podcasts just to see what you guys like, what we feel comfortable with doing.
Trying to
Uh,
get basically putting a big puzzle piece together with six different puzzles in there and finding what pieces work.
right.
All right, so we actually have quite a few things to discuss today.
hmm
One of the main ones is the big UFC fight that happened, what, last night?
Yep.
Saturday the
Well,
5th?
at time of recording, yes, it happened last night.
Would have happened the 5th of March.
Right. Yeah. So big thing is I went out, got invited out to go see it and whatnot, and it usually it's a pretty good time. Now I almost canceled because I wasn't I just I don't know. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do it or not, and I was told I have to go because crazy shit happens whenever I go. I was like, all right, fine. So I go out, and most of the night was really, really uneventful. Like it was just as it was described. It was a bunch of hot garbage. Yeah.
A bunch of hot garbage. Are you in like England? Because like that sounds like something one of it's all hot garbage. That's exactly what it sounds like. What like
I
someone from the UK would say.
I don't even know. Like it wasn't entertaining. There wasn't really anything going on. It just kind of fizzled. Um, it didn't get good until the two biggest fights of the night, the two main fights, which was Holly Holm and Misha Tate, which was amazing. That's where everything turned around and it totally made the night. Um, for those of you that don't know, um, if you don't know, then what rock have you been living under? No, but Holly Holm beat Ronda Rousey and gained her title.
Yeah.
Ever since then, the spotlight's kind of been on Rousey and Holm and how like it's this huge feud. It's gonna be this big rematch coming out, and it's gonna getting really hyped up. Dana White even said well, like he pretty much built this rematch hype. Like he's like, oh, it's gonna happen. Like like he had this all planned out. Like there's going to be so much money made from this huge rematch to see if Rousey can get her title back. And then Misha Tate, who's been around for a while, came in, stole the show, and her first fight after winning the title from Rousey, Holm lost it to Misha Tate.
Really? I I
It,
I didn't watch the fights, but I seen your Facebook post. It's like boom, 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 boom. It's like
yeah. No, it
wow.
was it was amazing too because like Tate just played smart. It was kind of slow going and it lasted all 5 rounds and up till the very end. Tate finally nailed it and she played smart. There was like the first round was slow. Second round was full of fighting. Third was slow. Fourth, and it finally wore down home to the point where Tate got in some good strikes. Finally took her to the ground. Got a sleeper in. Um, that it's where it got really really tense because you had Tate putting her in a sleeper. Home looks like she was gonna lose it, and she gets up. She stands up and then tries flipping Tate over. But from what I was saw, basically from what I've seen, as she flipped Tate over, Tate's leg caught Holmes' arm and toppled her over too.
Oof.
So Tate still had the hold. Holly did not want to tap out, and it was very, very clear that she did not want to lose the title, and she was going to fight it to the end. And the moment you knew was after Home tried flipping, and it didn't work because Tate grabbed it, and Home threw out the fight like these two punches, just like trying to get away, just
Yeah.
drop.
Ooh.
And she was out cold. Tate won. She has the title now, which is very, very exciting.
So do you think they're
And
gonna have Ronda Rousey fight Tate now, or is it gonna be against Holmes?
no, Rousey's gonna fight Tate now. I'm pretty
Okay.
sure that's how it's gonna happen because I mean they can't do a back-to-back match where it's
Ronda
Rousey
Rousey
lost.
versus.
Yeah, Rousey lost her title at Home, and then the very next match that they do, Rousey's gonna fight Home for the title again. No,
Yeah, no, they can't do
um,
that. So yeah.
so I'm fairly confident that this next match is gonna be Tate versus Rousey. Um, and
That'll be a good one.
real quick though, like near the beginning of the night, I turn, I look at my buddies I was with, and I was like, Tate's gonna win it. And I guarantee you it's either gonna be through submission or by decision. And sure enough, I fucking called it. And the second it was decided that Home couldn't fight anymore and Tate won, I jumped up out of the chair. The whole bar was just exploding with cheers and stuff. And I was just like, I fucking knew it. Oh man, I was so hyped up. Oh,
Are you drinking Surge by chance?
yes, I am.
Where do you get that? Like I heard that's coming back and like it's now a thing again. Where do you get it?
You can get it at Walmart, Come and Go. You can still order it online.
Awesome. I'm gonna have to definitely go get some of that. Uh,
Um,
but anyways, go on. I just seen the can. I was like, oh god.
yeah. No, like it was so cool. And that was just a huge thing. We were talking, we were posting stuff, just everything, and it the one of the big thoughts that came to everybody at our table, like the one of the big thoughts that came to our minds was, what is Dana White gonna do now? Like he has built, like he's put so much time and effort and money into hyping the Rousey Home rematch, and now Home loses it. And to add on to that, which makes it even crazier is, um, Tate and Rousey have a history. Like they have a pretty bad beef as it is, so it's going to be interesting to see how that turns out in their fight.
From the sounds of it, it's gonna be a pretty awesome fight.
Yeah. And then immediately after, another big thing was Conor McGregor fighting Nate Diaz.
Yeah, I heard about this one as well. It was the fight right after, wasn't it? Like the
Yeah.
main
Yeah.
event.
Yeah. I don't like Conor McGregor. I really don't. Like he's a straight up dick. Like
Watch. Now we're gonna get really famous just off this one video. They're gonna be like, "Hey, this guy doesn't like you," and he's gonna be like, "Fight me, bitch."
I'm like, nah, I'm good, bro.
I'll get in the ring with you for 3 rounds if you play me in Call of Duty for 3 rounds. Like, we're
That's not even fair for me. That's still a lose situation for me. Um, no, but it was the very next match, Conor McGregor versus Nate Diaz. It wasn't a title match or anything like that, but it was still a pretty hyped up match.
Yeah.
Um, and it was, like I said, I don't like McGregor. Like he has this arrogant, just asshole personality,
Yeah.
Like that's his character. Like that's his character. That's his personality. That's his thing. Like he'll talk a bunch of shit. He'll be eccentric with everything.
Yeah.
And then comes in Nate Diaz, which the Diaz brothers have been known to talk shit, but when it comes down to it, they fight and
Yeah.
they get shit done. They don't play around. Throughout the entire fight, McGregor's sitting there taunting Diaz. take like uh McGregor was doing that thing where like he'll take punches from Diaz
Yeah.
and then be like, "Is that all you got?" You know, that kind of attitude the whole time. And the thing was, McGregor had the match. Like practically the entire time he had the match. He wore down Diaz. Got him tired. He gashed open Diaz's eye. And if you go like check out like the videos or like the pictures, Diaz was like a bloodbath on his face. Like it was fucking terrible. So by the end of the first round, blood is everywhere. Diaz is barely holding together. McGregor's covered in Diaz's blood. Next round starts. You see McGregor just like wipe the blood, like pull his hair up so he can see.
Yeah.
And the second round gets into it and they go at it again. He cuts Diaz open again. And like McGregor was playing smart. He was going after that injury. He was going after the cut and continually hitting it and getting successful hits. But he lost focus. He got too cocky. He kept taking too many hits, and he completely underestimated Diaz.
Yeah.
Um, so so Diaz found an opening, took him to the ground, put him in a sleeper. The same move that Tay beat home with, the same move, and McGregor he couldn't do anything about it. He tapped, and I mean it ended like it was explosive. Like no one saw any of that coming. Oh, I mean, other than me seeing the Tate win, but no, like it was insane just to see the dynamic of how everything changed.
Yeah.
Uh, but I will say I will say the second they called out the fighters to like touch gloves and everything, of course McGregor being the fucking douche he is, didn't touch gloves, shrugged it off. I was like, bro, what are you doing? That's a bad sign. You don't do
Yeah,
that.
most of the
Like,
people who don't like touch gloves normally they get pummeled because the
yeah.
other guy's like, I was like,
Like
yeah, like
I was like, yeah.
yeah, no, it's like when they go to touch gloves and the other guy's just like, like I'm out here, I'm doing my job. Technically, it's their job, it is their career.
Right.
I'm like, I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to be like, hey, let's have a good fight, let's have it clean, and you're just like better than you. It's like that pisses
That's
me
gonna
off.
blow up in your face.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's completely disrespectful, and every like it's pretty obvious, but like Rousey did that in the home fight and she lost.
exactly.
Like, like I mean, just touch gloves, man. Even if you don't want to, even if you fucking hate the guy, just touch gloves and be like, all
How much?
right,
How much you want to bet McGregor touches gloves in his next fight?
maybe.
No, he's going
Now,
to. He's gonna be like,
maybe.
ah.
Well, see, the crazy thing is, after the fight, he did an interview where he was acting all humble and just very somber about it. Just like, it's something I'm gonna have to learn from, stuff like that. Uh, And it was a complete act. That's not McGregor. McGregor's,
Cocky.
eccentric. He's that asshole. Like that's not him. I think he I think he did it to save face and that he realized that the shit he talks was eventually gonna come back and get him, and it sure as hell did, and it fucked him up. And uh like right after the fights, uh one of my buddies goes, Jesus, Dana White's gonna be put on suicide watch now. Like this, like these two losses or
Really
wins,
screwed him up.
yeah, like this really fucked with his plans. Like
hmm You know, knowing
Jesus,
Dana White, though, I guess I don't know him, but knowing of him, he'll have a way to turn it around. Uh,
maybe.
he's a big name in the UFC industry.
Well, yeah, he's the CEO. Of course he is.
Yeah,
Like he's
exactly. So he'll turn it
the.
around. He's still making a shit ton of money off of this. Like,
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, he can wipe those tears with those $100 bills.
Exactly. I do it with quarters and nickels, and that kind of hurts. They're not as soft as bills are. Uh,
But yeah, I mean that was the big thing I wanted to talk about to kind of start off the
the
podcast.
oh
But
yeah.
you said you wanted to talk about.
We'll just move down this list we have here.
All right.
The next we have is the Xbox updates that are coming out that are going to be essentially kind of altering the not really altering our path, but kind of moving our path along a little bit further as title pending goes on. Because one major thing, it's kind of why I stopped streaming on the Xbox, believe it or not. But it's there's no you can't like be in party chat. You can be in party chat and stream, but you only hear one person. You don't hear the whole party. So it kind of makes you look like a schizophrenic person who has like voices in their head.
Right.
Yeah,
Um. Yeah. No. The thing is that like that's something everybody was wanting because a lot of people would be on parties and then streaming at the same time, and the people watching the streams who just couldn't see or couldn't hear
yeah.
the other parties. So you'd get these one sided conversations, and it seemed kind of dumb. Like it kind of ruined a bit of the streaming, in my opinion. So now that they're going to include party chat into streaming, that's gonna make a world of difference, and that's gonna be
Oh
so
yes.
much better.
One thing I know it's going to do for us is we've been playing a lot of Rocket League lately, and that's going to be able to make us allow us to uh, stream capabilities of me and him streaming together.
Yep.
It'll just be awesome. Another thing that it's going to do, and this is something I had ideas back when Black Ops 3 first released, is doing championships, because then we could listen to each side of the party. It would just, in my opinion, it's going to be awesome. Hopefully, we can hold championships ourselves, and maybe eventually hold maybe like a title pending Rocket League championship. Uh,
And to add on to that though, like the whole championship thing, this is another part of the update that's got me kind of excited, but I'm very, very leery on it. Is the fact that it's now bumping up the party size from 12
mhm.
to 16.
That's incredible. I don't even have that many friends.
That's
Like,
insane. Like, what are you gonna do with a 16-person party? Play custom games all the time? What
get
the
talked over a
fuck?
lot.
Yeah, yeah, that's the
uh,
huge thing.
But there's
God.
four major updates to it. Four major
Hmm.
things. The party chat is is the first one on the list. The second
Right.
one is party chat can now be broadcast via Twitch. There's something actually in here that it looks like they added. Each player that joins up with your party can actually opt out of being a part of that. So their voice doesn't have to go into your stream if they don't want it to. But I'm sorry, if you're gonna opt out of that, you're gonna get kicked out of my party. Like, I'm sorry. Uh,
Yeah, I mean, what's the point if?
yeah. uh, Xbox Record can now, so like if you like double tap or if you go to like Xbox Record and say it over your Kinect,
Hmm.
basically you can control whether it's going to be 15 seconds, 30 seconds, 45 seconds, a minute, 3 or 5 minutes. And while 30 seconds is the standard that it will be set to. And then now Xbox 360 achievements will be visible on the Xbox One, and from the sounds of it, they are going to add purchasing Xbox 360 games through the Xbox One to where you can download them onto your Xbox One and play them on your Xbox One.
Right, and that's a big thing too because when Gears of War Ultimate Edition came out, if you pre-ordered, you were supposed to get codes for Gears of War
Mm.
1, 2, 3, and Judgment. And the problem with that was a lot of people, myself included, um, pre-ordered, bought the deluxe edition, what have you,
Yeah.
and got codes for two of the games, but not the others. So, like, for example, I got codes for Gears of War 1 and 2 to
Yeah.
download. And then a friend of mine got codes for Gears of War 3 and Judgment, but he never got codes for 1 and 2.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you
Uh,
ever contact Microsoft about that or?
we tried and nothing came back to it. But with that being said, um, that does allow for any games that are currently popping up on the marketplace for the store. So, like, again, Gears of War, it says you can't download it unless you have already purchased it on like 360,
Yeah.
because it's listed as bundle only.
Really?
So yeah, so with that update, you're going to be able to finally be able to buy the games that are backwards compatible.
Woo! That's gonna be
Um,
exciting.
yeah, another thing I really like about the update that just happened, or if you're part of the preview program, is the ability to track your achievements easier.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know
I
if you
like.
notice.
Yep. I where it's on that sidebar now.
Right, yeah,
It's beautiful. I love it that way because I mean I'm not really much into achievement hunting, but it is nice to be able to go. Well, I wonder what achievement I'm closest to. Maybe I can get that. So with
exactly.
Rocket League, I've been really trying to chase all those down. I think I unlocked 6 the other day. I was just like, screw it. I'm gonna try to 100% a game for once.
Well, and see, the thing is, you could still stat track, and they did a good job in trying to track it before,
Yeah.
but it kind of fell short in some aspects, and you would have to double tap the X button, bring it up on the sidebar, track it there, and then it didn't seem like it like updated when it needed to
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
So this new tracking is going to be nice.
Also, from what I'm reading here, don't quote me on this, but what I am reading, it is supposed to smooth out. There's some lag time between switching menus and stuff. It's supposed to kind of smooth out some of that, so that's quite nice in my opinion.
Right.
Uh, but so yeah, there's a big Xbox One update. I'm just excited for the 360 games and the streaming capabilities. That way I can stream, 360 games that I had a while ago. Uh,
Hmm.
so there's all that. But moving the ball forward with Microsoft, actually, so far from what we've read and heard, it is just a rumor uh, about Microsoft and Steam working together. Whether that's true or not, it hasn't been stated. From what I've read here at this article,
Hmm.
it states that there was a post on Reddit, and somebody had found out that there was an active development on the domain name. It was called xbox.steampowered.com. They said that they were going to hold a huge conference on February 25th. I think that was releasing the HoloLens pre-orders, what that conference was for, and the Xbox One update. But other than that, there hasn't been really a lot on it. It would be nice to kind of see that. At the same time, it wouldn't be nice because you've got Origin and Steam on computer right now on the PC, right? Those are the two kind
Right.
of main ones. At least those are the two that I use. And it's like now I have to have both of these on here, and they're taking up more space. For each one to update, it's going to take a little bit longer. So them lumping together with Steam would be nice for that aspect. But this aspect that I don't like is it just doesn't seem like it's going to be as organized as Xbox was. I'm sorry, Steam to me just isn't as organized as Xbox is. Microsoft, their Xbox is organized down to a T. I honestly love the Xbox One's layout. Windows 10, it's iffy. But I do enjoy the fact that you can now, like, I can play on my Xbox One and actually just stay on my PC if I really wanted to. I can do what they call streaming, and then I can have the party chat. It's pretty cool. It's all cool stuff. The Windows 10 is actually quite nice. It wasn't a flop like Windows 8 was. But
Or
yes,
Vista.
we don't talk about Vista or Windows Me. Do you ever remember that? Windows Me.
No.
It was like a short update or something. I don't remember what year it was.
That explains why I haven't heard of it.
It was after Windows 98. The only reason I remember it is because I wanted to put new Windows onto my PC. Back when I was like 12, I've still got it's big clunker, home PC that ran Windows 98. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna put a new Windows on here. So I went through a whole bunch of CDs that my stepdad had, and I found Windows Me, and I was like, oh fuck yeah, it says Me in it. Uh, that's gonna be cool. And so I put it in, and it fucked my computer up. So don't do that. I had to go back to Windows 98, but yeah. So that's just a rumor we heard.
Well, I'm seeing right here that let's see if I can't pull it up because I got it. I figure I'd try to pull something up. Phil Spencer did speak uh on things about like PC gaming and Steam and
Okay.
all that. Um and see. And this is from PCGamer.com.
Okay.
They were doing an interview with Phil Spencer. PC Gamer goes, Xbox already has its own conference during E3. What made you also want to participate in the PC gaming show? And Phil Spencer replied, we're proud to be involved in the first PC gaming show. E3 has traditionally been a console focused event, so it's great that there is a forum to celebrate all that is going on in the community, and it's an opportunity for us to speak directly to core PC gamers. In Windows gaming, we are a part of an overall ecosystem, and it's critical that we understand and recognize this. And it goes on to say, like, ask him about what can they expect from Microsoft and Xbox being there, and he kind of touches base with.
Wait,
Uh,
your camera just cut out.
I know I spoke the evil word. All right, there we go. Um, Sorry about that. Yeah, but he goes on to talk about how the Hololens and
Mm.
whatnot is going to
I'm
be a part of that.
excited for everything. HoloLens, Oculus Rift.
Yes
Well,
and no.
well, I honestly want to know why you're not so ecstatic about VR gaming. And if I swear to God, if you bring up that old Nintendo VR that they did a while ago, you can
What,
go.
Virtual Boy?
Yeah, you
No.
could go fuck yourself. That was abomination, and we all know it.
No, that's not it. It's just for one, if you're gonna bring out a product, clearly communicate with your target, with the backers and the people funding it. Like Oculus Rift said, we're looking at around $300 price range for the
Okay.
kit when it comes out, and then they turn around and says, "Oh, hey, it's 600. Oops."
Yeah, yeah. Oops, you now have to fork out another $300.
Yeah,
I
and
I
then
I will admit they're all pretty expensive. Oculus Rift so far seems to be the least expensive one.
yeah,
But then again, it always irks me that it's Facebook that was kind of founding it.
yeah.
It kind of just that's why I want HoloLens over everything else. HoloLens just seems, more personal. That and you don't have to take them off to see reality.
Yeah, yeah, but again, though, the price point, $3,000 is
That's that's
stupid.
that's for the developers beta, which the developers one is specifically for like developing, like say you want to create a lamp, you can just do it right there, or creating a video game for virtual reality. They're releasing it to people to kind of beta test it and develop on it. One of the things I want to see on it, it's something I went to a conference the other day and we were talking about thermal imaging for pests. I would
Hmm.
love to see that on the HoloLens if they could get like an attachment for like the camera to be able to see thermal. You know how fucking awesome that would be, or like night vision and stuff. That would just be awesome, wouldn't it? That would be amazing. Like, oh, I wonder how hot it is in here. Or you could like walk around your house and find like leaks in the air, in the walls and stuff, or see if there's like a midget hiding in your closet. I don't know. Just look for heat signatures. It's pretty cool, and then you could have night vision and stuff. And
Yeah, it's just it worries me because I would almost bet money that when they release the initial set that regular consumers can buy and stuff, it's gonna probably be like $1,200.
probably. It's probably going to be way up there. It is advanced technology. It's like when the next gen consoles release and stuff like that. It's hefty money. Uh,
Right.
but at the same time, I think they're going to release it as in like different types of bundles. Like you have the Xbox, how they had the 360, they had the 360, the 360 Pro, the 360 Elite. I think they're going to do it kind of like that. So, if you just want to put it on and play video games on it, it's going to be like maybe 800, 800 bucks. It's,
Right.
it's still steep, but not that bad. And then, if you want to get, one with I don't know exactly how it's going to work. I'm guessing you're going to need a computer to use it. So it's gonna. I think VR is going to be the kind of how when our parents were young they had Pong and stuff like that. When we get older and we're talking to our kids and they're flying around in their fucking virtual realities or whatever, we're gonna be like, well, I remember when I was a kid we had VR for the first time. And we'll be like, you're 28 years old. You need to get out of the kindergarten, Corey. Like, stop.
No, and like Pong to like the generation before us
Yeah.
was huge. When we go into virtual reality, Pong to us is gonna end up being like Tron, like the Tron style disc battles.
Oh yeah.
Like we're gonna try to stop that ball and then end up like killing ourselves or like breaking a leg because we tripped over a table.
See,
You
the
know?
only fear I have for having a VR machine is it's going to be so realistic, and I'm going to be using a controller. So, like, eventually I'm guessing they're probably going to have, because the Oculus Rift is coming out with paintbrushes and stuff. But at
Right.
the same time, if you're doing that, you have to have, like, a full open area. Like, that's going to be scary. Uh,
Well, I mean, let's be realistic. When you get the VR headset, which I
you're
know
not going
you're
to see me
going
for
to
a
at some
week.
point,
A whole year.
yeah, but you're probably gonna be using it for porn. So,
I mean, he's not wrong.
I mean, I
That's
mean,
that. That's my favorite thing. Every time like I get a new TV or a new computer, everyone's just like, "You're gonna be watching porn on that, aren't you?" I'm like, "God damn it! Of course I'm gonna be watching porn on it. It's a 52-inch 1080p TV. I'm just mad I haven't viewed it on 4K yet." Like, but no, honestly, like I'm excited for the gaming
Mhm.
to evolve and actually be able to see it in our generation. Like, yeah, we've seen graphics evolve, but we've never seen a complete and utter like just change of pace like the VR is going to be able to bring in. And that's just
Right.
like okay, so when the Kinect was originally going to be released, it was supposed to be like this revolutionary thing, and now hardly anyone ever fucking uses it. But it was supposed to be this huge revolutionary thing where you don't need controllers anymore. You can scan in artwork and stuff for like the painting on your car. You could stand there and it would, show you, what you look like in this type of clothing and stuff. It was supposed to be this revolutionary thing that was supposed to take Xbox from here to here, but it really just kind of bumped them up a little bit because voice commands. That was about the only thing people used Connect for. Well, okay. Well, I guess the only kind of leisurely thing people use the Connect for. I mean, people have used it to solve our Rubik's cubes, stuff like that. I mean, people have done amazing things with the Connect, but for gaming
It was
purposes,
used
not
in
much.
Paranormal Activity.
Yeah, that's about. I mean, shit. I remember seeing that and going, okay, that's a cool thought. Like,
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't want to try that though. I wanted to like get whatever they got so I could see that. Like that
yeah,
was cool.
yeah. Part of you wants to, and then part of you is like, maybe not, because I might see
I'm just
something.
gonna look like an idiot.
But yeah, so VR gaming is like going to be a huge thing. You've got what
Mhm.
Oculus Rift, HoloLens, the Vive, which I think is the PlayStation's one, and then I think you have a few like extras. Uh, but with VR gaming comes like the headsets. One thing I really want to do, and I want you to try it with me, is drone racing. I
Oh,
want to do that
absolutely.
so bad, where you just put on the virtual reality goggles and you fly around drones. That sounds fun. It's expensive,
Absolutely.
but it sounds fun as hell.
I
So
guarantee I guarantee you because of what it is, someone's gonna end up making like a Star Wars themed drone race. Like it's either gonna be like pod racing or it's gonna be like the Death Star trench run,
have you
and it's
seen
gonna
some of
have
the
like
videos people record with those drones where they're flying them through buildings, doing backflips and shit? I'm just like,
oh yeah,
man, you spent like a whole bunch of money building that. I mean, the parts are replaceable pretty quick from what I've understood, but at the same time, like that's crazy. I mean, I wish I just had money to go throw out on a drone. Support me. Donation down to the I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, VR gaming is going to be a huge thing.
hmm
So I'm looking forward to that. Another thing we have here on our list, Metal Gear Solid gets canceled. You explain this because this is more your kind of alley.
yes.
That and I really haven't read much about it. Just knowing that I think there was like a
So
fan-based creation that they were putting in
right,
Unreal Engine.
right. Basically, what the deal is, this group. big fans of Metal Gear series.
Must be, because
Took Unreal Engine 4 and practically remade the first few areas of the original Metal Gear Solid game. Did it in 4K. Looked gorgeous. They did like a short showcase video.
I'll attempt to post a video down in the a link to the video down in the description after this. So go
Yep.
watch that before continuing from here, unless of course you want to continue from here and watch it later. But go on.
Anyway, they basically showed off a few areas and whatnot, and they stated that they were going to make a full Unreal Engine 4 remake of Metal Gear Solid, and it was going to be titled Shadow Moses. Um, and then just recently, they posted up another video stating that due to circumstances outside of their control, that they had to cease all production. It stopped. It's gone. Um, my thoughts on it, my theory, and honestly, pretty much everybody else's is Konami shut him down.
Goddamn Konami.
Konami's been such a
Honestly,
petty company,
I don't
and it's only gotten worse for him.
I don't see Konami being in business, or at least for that aspect for Metal Gear, because they've really fucked up these past like 2 years with Konami
Mm-hmm.
between firing Hideo Kojima and
Allegedly,
allegedly
like,
firing him. From what we've understood, firing. But
yeah, terrible
between all
working
that,
conditions, like
uh,
all that. They
not
practically cut all their titles and kept, I think, two.
that was beautiful, by the
Set. Thank you.
way.
No, they kept a couple titles like PES Soccer, which who the fuck plays that? Everyone plays FIFA. Are you kidding
there's
me?
two people gonna be watching this eventually in the future. Like we fucking play, you asshole.
That's the only two people that play the game.
They've got 5-star ratings.
Uh, um, and then they said they were going into mobile gaming, which that wasn't received well at all.
No.
And there was a lot of speculation on whether they were going to continue the Metal Gear franchise and whatnot, and nobody knows anymore. Nobody knows if they're going to continue, not do it, whatever.
It's gonna be
I
terrible
just,
without Kojima.
yeah,
It's not. It
like,
won't be. Maybe it won't be terrible, but it's not gonna be as good.
and the sad thing is, like, for the absolute just diehard fans that want to continue with it are going to get it, and that's gonna get Konami thinking we can still make this work.
You know what's gonna.
We're not doing it for Konami. We're doing it because of this series, and we grew up playing this, and we love the story and just everything about it. And they're trying to take credit for Kojima's work.
Didn't they kick him, like, not even allow him to one of the ceremonies? One of the award
Yeah,
ceremonies.
they banned him from the Game Awards.
Hmm.
And he couldn't receive an award for Metal Gear on uh for that. And then
It's stupid.
I think they banned him from the release of Metal Gear. So instead of being there, he just kind of went around to different game stores
Yeah.
and said like
Oh yeah, I
signed
started.
copies.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say I started seeing that, like, people having like Hideo Kojima on their cases. I was like, the fuck is this? But yeah, he went around and he started signing their games.
Yeah.
Speaking of award ceremonies, this is kind of moving the ball backwards a little bit. Uh, but E3 and EA, it's kind of just released not too long ago, but EA is now holding their own conference this year.
Hmm.
They Call of Duty and Activision will still sort of be, they'll have their own panel at E3 this year, but for the most part they are going to hold, from what I remember reading, from June 12th to June 15th. EA is going to hold a 3-day conference uh, for themselves, with, all the people that they back, Activision, Ubisoft, places like that. Uh, but I guess Activision really has nothing to do with the next Call of Duty. That'll be Infinity Ward. But they said
Activate no, Activision will because they're the ones that are like
yeah,
heading the publishing. They just
it's
transfer companies back and
it's
forth each year.
it's Infinity Ward and Treyarch. That's who it is.
Right.
That's where I got mixed up. Sorry, but yes, Activision will be there. Call of Duty will be there again this year. Um, which I mean I know a lot of people like Call of Duty's worst franchise ever. I like it. Uh, but that is another thing. That EA I guess is now branching off away from everyone else. Which I understand EA and all them. They kind of are money hogs, but at the same time, they put out some good work. Let's not talk about the Assassin's Creed series then, because I've
That
heard
was an EA.
that. Oh yeah, it was Ubisoft. Ugh.
Jesus, man, get
I'm
your shit
sorry.
together. You're
There's a
supposed
lot
to
of
know
companies.
this.
My head hurts. There's a lot of companies.
No,
Uh,
you're right though. They did put out some quality content. The Battlefield games, prime example. Hardline, we won't talk about. I mean,
it wasn't bad. It just wasn't as great as they had talked about.
like, if you're gonna make a Battlefield game, I get it. Like, you can do Battlefield Hardline, but don't try to sell that as a main huge title
Yeah.
when it went against everything that a Battlefield game really was.
Cause that that was
Gameplay, yeah, is the same. It's just it wasn't a
yeah.
Battlefield game.
Normally we see when Call of Duty releases a game, Battlefield and Halo and all them, they kind of release games as well to kind of counter-react, trying to get sales off of them.
Hmm.
Wasn't Battlefield Hardline, was it Ghost or Advanced Warfare that it was going up against?
Advanced Warfare.
Yeah, that's what I thought, but I just was making sure. But to see that, it was amazing. It looked amazing. The trailer looked amazing for Battlefield Hardline. It was like, oh my God, cops versus.
The story was actually really good too. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean the story wasn't. It had some flaws, but
Yeah.
every story kind of does. Black Ops 3 story, I don't like it.
Terrible.
It's
I like Call of Duty games for the story. Like
yeah,
I'm one of those rare few that
play
enjoy playing the
specifically for the
campaign.
story.
Uh, and I've said this countless times before. The Modern Warfare franchise has the best story arc out of the
Oh,
Call of Duty franchise.
by far, I just part of me hopes it doesn't resurface. I liked it, but
I
I
can see that.
don't. I it ended. It ended well, and I don't think bringing it back would be a good idea.
If they do bring it back, it just needs to be straight out a collection of Modern Warfare 1, 2, and 3. That's it.
Yeah,
Like I would be okay with that.
yeah,
Um, the thing with Black Ops 3 though, their campaign is it practically had nothing to do with Black Ops 1 or 2. Like a couple mentions at least,
yeah.
but overall like it tried to be its own thing and branch off and started like I guess um
Storyline.
a new storyline within the Black Ops universe. I it didn't click.
I think they were trying to do what Advanced Warfare did because Advanced Warfare, a lot of people were like, oh, they're going from Modern Warfare to Advanced Warfare, and so people kind of associated that as being the same game storyline. It wasn't, uh, but
No, but
it
Advanced Warfare was fucking
I
phenomenal
the campaign
campaign.
was great. A lot of people were actually pissed off and didn't like Advanced Warfare for the online play.
Uh,
But I think Black Ops 3, if there was one good thing about Black Ops 3, is it brought the multiplayer from, because the multiplayer after Titanfall release, it was the Xbox One Titanfall release. It showed all this free running and stuff, and everyone was their minds were fucking blown that all this
yep,
advanced technology was being implemented into multiplayer.
yep.
And I think Advanced Warfare tried to take that and just go and just throw it out into outfield, just kind of like, okay, we're gonna do this with it. And then Black Ops 3, that pissed a lot of Call of Duty players off. And Black Ops 3 was like, okay, let's bring all that in, and let's just kind of condense it all in, kind of get it under control. Maybe next year we'll do something amazing again. Well, let's just kind of fortify what we've got going. And
Right.
I loved what they did with Black Ops 3, and I think that it was a great idea, a great game. 10 out of 10 would play probably after this podcast.
Yeah, yeah, that's actually what we're gonna do. No, like that's what. Yeah, kind of going along with what you said. I loved the fact that they kind of just instead of making it all about exos and
Hmm.
like mobility and jumping all over and using boosters and stuff like that. They have that, but it's very very dumbed down. It's more grounded. They
Hmm.
did add wall running, which the wall
Oh my
running on that
god.
is so
Oh,
much better than Titanfall.
it's
Like with
so
Titanfall, you
fluid.
couldn't aim. You couldn't
Yeah.
aim while you were wall running. You had to hip fire, and even then, you really couldn't aim to shoot.
Hmm. So like say
Um,
with Titanfall you get caught out with by a sniper. Now in this one you could sit there and aim in at the sniper while wall running, which is just it helps me out so much and less
yeah.
rage there.
Um, let's see. Well, uh, we didn't plan on talking about this, but I kind of want to bring it up now that I think about it. Um, John Boyega took to Twitter and tweeted at EA about Battlefront.
Ooh.
And for those of you who don't know, John Boyega plays Finn on episode 7, Force Awakens.
Yes.
And he says he said something along the lines of it would be amazing to have a single player campaign for Battlefront. And I think because that garnered so much attention, EA replied, "We'll take that in." Like they said something like, "We'll take that into consideration," like leaving it very open to kind of have people speculate that maybe they are going to bring a type of campaign to Battlefront.
That would be nice.
But yeah, that was just like a quick tidbit I wanted to
Yeah.
talk about. But keeping on EA though, Titanfall 2 coming out.
Really? When's
Um,
it coming out?
honestly, let me look that up because
All right. I'm
this
excited for that.
supposedly that they were gonna bring it in. I think the end of this year.
So it'll probably be at E3 this year. Oh, speaking of E3, I just actually read Bethesda is planning on having a panel there. So I'm getting excited for that. Whether it's a new game or them discussing DLC for Fallout 4, I'm still really fucking excited because Fallout 4. I don't play it anymore because I honestly ran through the campaign or like the storyline really fucking quick, and it kind of killed the game for me.
I still have yet to finish it or really get into the main campaign at all. Like I did a lot of exploring. So oops.
There
Like
was a
I got distracted by another game, I'm gonna be honest. But um before they jacked up the price of the season pass, I managed to snag the season pass for $30 before they
oh
jacked
yeah,
it up to 50. Um
listen to
but yeah,
funky music.
Titanfall. Oh, my bad.
That's
It pulled
cool.
up a video instead. Okay. No, basically what Titanfall 2 is going to be, it's going to actually be released on Xbox, PS4, PC.
What?
Uh yeah.
Wow.
But big thing, like that was a huge announcement, but then they finally released another statement saying that it's going to actually have a like single player campaign.
I liked the way they did the campaign in the original Titanfall. It was quite nice, but I wish there was a single player one or a co-op at least.
Originally the idea for the campaign was a great idea in my opinion. The way they had it structured was great. Um, but the problem with it was they tried giving a story without giving any more details. Uh, not really like a whole lot of cutscenes, which that shouldn't matter,
Yeah, but it
but
had
it adds to the story, you know. And
there
so it was a
was
very very loose story.
no character development really. There was no
Right,
getting in love with this character or not really love, but like
right.
liking this character a lot. They get shot like Modern Warfare 2 when
Don't fucking bring that
when
shit
Ghost
up.
gets shot. That was probably one of the biggest moments for me in gaming history, or in my gaming history, when Ghost got shot because I didn't really play Call of Duty as much before that, just
I
a
think
few
we
of them.
all I think we all shared the same reaction. Like as soon as you got shot, you're like, "Oh my god, what just happened?" And then you see Ghost immediately get domed and you're like, "The fuck.
I turned my Xbox off. I didn't play Xbox for 3 weeks. I was pissed. There's actually kind of a side note, but there's you remember at the firing range, the very first
Hmm.
mission. If you look up in one of the towers, Shepard's there, and so I would just keep playing that mission over and shooting him and failing the mission, going, I'm fucking saving myself the heartache, man.
Well, yeah, and the great part about that was I know exactly what you're talking about, and I did it too. They made it. Uh, they actually said something when you shot Shepard.
Yeah,
They said something in reference to that, like kind of like how Metal Gear Solid, like if you played Snake Eater, if you like actually physically killed Ocelot when you knocked him out in the beginning of the game, if
yeah.
you physically killed him, it would instant game over, and it said something like chronological time, like like it like it altered it, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, so that's uh, I don't know why I'm mumbling, but yeah. So, anyways, where were we going with this? Titanfall 2. So yes, storyline was amazing in my opinion. Just it needed, of course, more backbone to it. It was just kind of a mushy kind of way to go about it, but
Yeah.
it was still an amazing game. I might actually try to find it after this to
I
reinstall.
have it on digital,
You
so
fucker.
I'm good. Yeah.
That's
No,
that's one of the only games I have on disc. Like every other game I have is digital download, which is terrible because I just switch from game to game to game to game to game. Uh, but yeah,
the the thing with Titanfall before they started doing updates for it, kind of getting back to the campaign real quick. Um they had a really good structure for the campaign, and then they go and change it with the update. With the originally when you go into the campaign, when you
yeah,
choose to do a campaign, you can pick what mission
yep.
and you can
And
pick
what
which
side?
side.
Hmm.
And then they did the update. You can choose campaign, but it throws you into a random mission, a random side, and then after you finish that story mission, you get thrown into another mission, but it randomizes the side, so
Hmm.
you can't
I
stick with one side, and
I
that bugs the shit out of
I
me.
think after that release, didn't we sit like in the same mission 6 times? Because we were trying to get the achievement for finishing it on both sides, and it was just like back and forth on the same mission. We're like, what the fuck?
No, no. That was you and somebody else because I managed to get that before they did the update.
Oh, okay.
It was just that one mission I couldn't get done because uh, I didn't have a good team.
Yeah, and see that's one of the things because back in Halo 2, Halo 3 days, you didn't need an exceptional team to do well on multiplayer at all. But now you have to have a good team to do exceptional. I don't know what happened, whether people got really good or whether they started being more communicative, but it pisses me off because there's one thing I like to do and that's play by myself. Like to an extent, I like playing with, 2 or 3 friends.
Right, but you can't go into a game that's primarily based off of team play like Titanfall, Rainbow Six,
Rainbow Six is probably a lot
uh,
bigger one.
Call of Duty.
They're really
Like
not
they
that big of team based. Call of Duty I can still do good at by
right,
myself, but
right, but when you're doing a team mode
yeah.
game style,
Yeah.
that changes things.
Rocket League's another one you kind of need a good team on.
Oh, yeah.
But so moving forward at this point, is there anything there was another game release date, June 21st. What game was that? Oh
June
shit.
June 21st.
Yes.
Not No Man's Sky, I don't think.
Yes, it was. No Man's Sky, June 21st.
Boom, nailed it.
Yep, nicely done. So yes, that is a game that I'm also looking forward to. It's coming out June 21st, is what the release date was. It's going to be a full-priced game, which means about $60. But from the sounds of it, it's going to be worth it. Uh,
Yes, I am very, very excited. Now they released a special edition pre-order, which is like $150.
Jesus.
Yeah, you get the game, you get little statue of a ship that you fly. Oh, what was I going to say? Oh yeah. Um, so real quick, I wanted to kind of give a shout out to a friend of mine. He just started his podcast. It's called Ice Cream Sunday. Now you can follow it on SoundCloud. Just honestly, I
Well,
can't think of the actual like name he has for
we'll
who posted, but you can look Ice Cream Sunday, and then look for like a little ice cream sandwich.
we'll post a link down in the description
Right.
if we can find it ourselves. If not, good luck. uh,
Yeah.
but yes, we'll definitely. It's actually not June 21st. It's June 22nd for No Man's Sky. Uh, but yes, we'll post it down in the description so you can just click it, go listen to his. What kind of podcast is it? What does he talk about?
Um, a lot of it is based around like wrestling,
Okay.
just kind of like regular BS banner that kind of like what we do sometimes.
Yeah.
UFC fights, different
Okay.
stuff like that. So it's not necessarily as nerdy as we
As
are
ours.
yet, but I know he has plans for it. So I wanted to give a big shout out. I want you guys to follow him, check him out. He's really funny. He's got some great content. He's really good at it. So please check that out.
Yes. Like I said, for everything we've kind of discussed today, we'll have links down in the description. But other than that, is there anything you want to discuss or?
Oh, okay. So
There is. He has found it.
there is, and I can't remember if I told you this or not. So this is gonna be a kind of a stupid funny story. Um, so the other day I saw some dude park at a gas pump.
Yeah.
He parked at a gas pump. Uh, and it was the strangest thing. Like I looked at him, I'd never seen anything like this before. He parks at the gas pump, gets out of his car, and instead of going to the pump that he parked at, he went around to the other side of the pump, swiped his card, and did the pay option there, and then took the hose around to the other side to his car. Who the fuck does that?
Uh,
Like,
that
yeah,
doesn't.
exactly. I've never seen anything like it. And the whole time I'm standing there watching him, and my buddies with me, and we're watching him, and we're just like staring at him. And at one point he looks at us and he knows we're watching him. We're just like, what? Like,
Uh, Jesus, people are stupid. I called you Thursday the 3rd, about
mm-hmm.
that one incident I had on the side of the interstate. I was driving home. I was at a conference for work, and I'm driving home. I've had a pretty good day. I had all week off, so not much work besides going to this conference. So I'm in a pretty good mood. Uh, so I begin to drive home. Well, on my way home, I see a vehicle off in the distance, and it's on the side of the road. And from what it appears, someone's changing the tire on it. So I'm like, all right, I've never really pulled over to help someone. Maybe I should do it at least once. So I pull over to help her. I get out of my car. My blinkers are on and stuff. I walk over to the vehicle, and there's this, fairly attractive woman. 8 out of 10 is what I would scale her on. So I was like, oh, mate, this is a bonus. Like, I wasn't originally why I stopped, but hey, this is a bonus. So I walk out of the vehicle, and I was like, excuse me, ma'am, do you want help changing your tire? And this is my first time I've ever been assaulted like this, uh, surprisingly. But she stands up and she goes, "Wow, I need help because I'm a woman." I'm like, "No, like I just stopped to help you because like it's the right thing to do, I guess." And she goes, "You're just a man trying to I can't think of the oppress me." And I was like, "No, I'm not trying to oppress you. I'm trying to help you change your tire." And she goes, "See, that's exactly it. You're misogynistic, and we live in a patriarchal society." And I'm like, at this point, I've read all the shit online, all the fights and arguments, and there's only one thing to do with that situation. Actually, there's two things. You can either slap a bitch, or two, I didn't say anything. I walked away. I got my car and I drove off. Uh,
Fucking feminism,
I
man.
should have like put pressure on the trunk and rocked it back and forth to where it fell and just been like, "Fuck you, I'm leaving." But I was in my company vehicle. I can't really do that. Uh, But yeah, I did that, and yeah, I called like four people, no one answered. Then I called him, and I was like, dude, like, this is so stupid. Like, it's crazy. So,
I got one more story for you, and I'll use this, and we'll close out.
we,
How about
we,
that?
well, we're doing pretty good on time. We've only got about an hour on under our belt, so we're pretty good. We can keep going.
Uh, all right. Anyway, um, so I'm working. It's me, my buddy, my boss, and the, the dumbest person I have ever met in my life. Now I won't drop names
Yeah.
for obvious reasons, but we've already given her a nickname, and
Okay. I
it
wouldn't use
her
nicknames.
no, it's all right because
Okay.
it's not gonna give away anything.
Okay.
Her nickname is Special K. I will say her name starts with a K,
Oh,
but
no.
she is the dumbest thing ever. Like I'm her boss and everything, but fuck, she's stupid.
Let's really hope she doesn't see this.
Uh, Whatever. But okay. So this one I don't think I've told you.
Probably not from the sounds of it.
Okay, so the other night I went out with some friends because we were
Uh,
going out to the science center for mixology, which is basically like an adult night, like have drinks, check out the science center, play games, stuff like
on the
that.
IMAX, they play Mario Kart on the IMAX.
Mario Kart on the IMAX, and that I did check that off my bucket list. So
Really?
yeah,
They do that
playing
once a
games
year, don't they?
once a year. Yep,
Fuck.
and hopefully I can get you to come next time.
Oh, definitely.
But
Just give me like a month heads up, and then
yeah,
I'll definitely make
but
time for it.
anyway, getting back to the story. So I was out with my friends, and then I get a text. And I'm like fuck, because I was supposed to be like the boss on call. Like
Yeah.
it sucked. So I get a text saying, "Hey, just thought you should know. Uh, we had an issue. Is there any way you can call?" I'm like, God, all right, I'll bite. So I call. Special decides to explain what's happening, and basically what happened was there was a guy that came into the store, went to the ATM, and uh printed out, like, had a receipt printed out, and then came up to the counter, came up to the register, and said, "It didn't give me my money. Here's the receipt. I I want you guys to help me out. I want you guys to give me money." What does she do? This was the amount of money was 97.97.
You didn't tell me that. Wow.
Well, at first that's a really odd number because no ATM does
97.97.
change.
Yeah.
Let alone do an odd number. It's always an even number.
Yeah.
Fives, tens, 20s, like in those increments, nothing else, right? So it was the weirdest thing to start out with. So she says, "Yeah, so we gave him the money." I
Can I go in there with the receipt when you're not there and
I
she
was
is?
I was I was dumbfounded. Like I couldn't speak, and I sat there in silence, just fuming.
Yeah.
And I almost, dude, I almost lost my shit. I almost started swearing up and down. Like it was it, the amount of stupidity in that was mind-boggling. So I was like, let me call Kevin.
Yeah.
So I called the general manager up and I talked to him about it, and he just says, apparently they like I told him, and he's like, "Are you kidding me?" and we're talking about, I'm like, I know. So he had to go in and fix everything and talk to ATM people and stuff. Nothing got fixed. Basically, what happened was I came in the next day
Yeah.
and I looked at it. I saw the receipt. The receipt said 97.97. Literally on the receipt, it says transfer amount. I'm gonna let this sink in so you can figure this out real quick.
So he was transferring money.
From what I was told, the guy had no idea what he was doing, and he thought he was withdrawing instead of transferring. First of all, how do you fuck that up so bad that you don't realize you're transferring from your savings to your checking, let alone transferring instead of withdrawing? Like, how do you fuck that up?
Yeah.
And then how do you fuck it up even more by taking money out of a register? The register that for the store, that's what we have control of. For the employees, the company, and whatnot, we have no control over an ATM. That is
Yeah.
not our business. It is just there to facilitate a need to get money, account, the
That's
basic
not you.
stuff. That's not us. And then you fuck it up by throwing our throwing our registers off and giving this dude $100. So not only did the dude get away with getting us for $100, he kept everything.
So he basically made a $100 profit.
Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
exactly.
Wow. What a lucky man. I'm gonna go in there. Her name starts with a K, right? I'll be able to tell by the just the first time I meet her.
Trust me, you won't miss her.
um. So yeah. Yeah, I remember you telling me about that, and me and my roommate were just dumbfounded by how stupid people could be. Uh, it's just it's crazy. Uh, but we are starting to hit the 1 hour mark.
Yes,
And
sir.
but most of our videos are just a little over an hour.
Uh huh.
So look forward to more streams. Another thing I'm gonna be doing. You can be a part of it if you want.
Right.
Uh, it will be game reviews. A lot of newer games are gonna be coming out. I do want to do game reviews. I might actually do 6-second game reviews on Vine. Kind of do something like that. Uh,
I can picture it now.
it's gonna be like the next Call of Duty game. It's just gonna be like 6-second review. Fuck.
Or like you do like retro game reviews and do like the like Vampire Rain for 360. It was shit.
That's probably how they're gonna be. uh, but yeah, so I'm gonna be doing those. We have a lot of coming up. But so far we're just still taking it steady. We are now on a
Hmm.
schedule that we have met for the first time in almost a year now.
Right. Like yeah, no, this is something that we're actually working for. We're
Oh
finally
yeah.
kind of getting into that groove.
Oh yeah.
Another thing we're gonna try to work on is streaming, get together.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully you guys spread the word and we can get a community base going because I want to, I want to try to get like a community game day or just be like bring everybody in so we can play like some Rocket League, Call
Yeah,
of Duty,
exactly.
stuff like that.
You can play with us on stream and stuff. It's gonna be awesome, but like he said, we do
Right.
need a community. So if you like it, do like, subscribe, share it everywhere. Tumblr, Reddit, Funny Junk, 4chan. I don't care. Just
Not
share.
4chan, please not 4chan. I don't
Okay.
want to incur wrath.
Okay, just share it wherever. They've got a V board. People are
Pornhub,
porn.
Pornhub's a great
Yeah,
place
just put
for
it in the
games.
comments. Speaking of Pornhub, not a lot of people knew about this, but there was I can't remember his name. I haven't played it for so long. The guy who's like, we have more settlements. Uh,
Preston Garvey.
yeah, Preston Garvey. Somebody
Fuck
made a
that
Preston
guy.
Garvey account, and with every Pornhub video that I've been to so far, which is a lot, by the way, it's after you're done masturbating, there's another settlement that needs your help.
Yes. Oh my god. Oh my god. You gotta find that. Please find that and put and like
Post the video linked. Here's some porn, kids.
No, no, like a screenshot. You got to put that on there. That's incredible.
I'll see if I
Oh my
I'll see if I
God.
can find one real quick. You keep talking. I'm gonna pull
Okay.
it up real quick.
Okay. Now, we haven't like really stated this before, at least vocally. We record every Sunday. We post the videos on Tuesday. Unfortunately, that doesn't give me a good amount of like. I can't convey like, hey, I'm doing this on this day if it's in between those days. Um, but I don't know. I'm excited to play the division. It comes out at the time we'll release the podcast. But I think after we get off, we're gonna do some Call of Duty.
hmm
Um,
I'm
I
about ready
know
to
Tom.
I'm about ready to pull up the picture of the Preston
Okay.
Garvey thing. So it's not gonna pop up on your end, of course, but it is going to pop up on my end. It's actually covering your face, believe it or not. But this is it. It says Preston Garvey, Preston underscore Garvey. Once you're done fapping, head east of Diamond City. I've got another settlement that needs your help.
Oh my God, that dude, that is gold.
It's the most beautiful thing ever.
I love how Pornhub like releases all these stats and then they continue to like they continue to surprise you. Like you can find the greatest things on the internet through Pornhub, and it's not even porn anymore. It's just like people talking about FIFA or
Uh,
Mortal Kombat or
Oh,
like
when's the Fallout 4 DLC gonna come out? It's
yeah,
it's a pretty big one right now.
right.
I just love sifting through their comments. It's not even, it's just like, Corey, are you on Pornhub? It's not even for the porn anymore. Like, this is the new Facebook. Like, shit.
Oh man.
Sherry
No,
had a
but
baby today. Like, you just can post that in the comments. Everyone's like, oh my god, yay! Pornhub, the Facebook for porn stars.
yeah.
So it doesn't sound like a bad idea. Facebook for porn stars. Come on, I'd read that shit every day.
But let's
But yeah,
see. I
so anyways, back to the originality or the original subject of discussion. We recorded these on Sundays.
mhm.
Uh, post
Record
them
them
up.
on Sundays, post them on Tuesdays.
Mhm.
Uh,
We sometimes record them on Saturdays. It's just Saturday, Sunday around in that area.
yeah, the
Uh,
weekend before that Tuesday.
yep, and then we post them up on Tuesday. It's usually about
Right.
6 or 7 o'clock. Is when we post them. That's when I get home. I edit them Monday, and then post them
And
up on.
another thing I wanted to add real quick was we're not sure how this is going to work out yet. But we're kind of excited to see how like kind of bringing more people in to kind of help manage everything since we're terrible at it. Um,
We're both very unorganized as of right now. Well,
yeah.
it's kind of hard to be organized to a maximum extent because we have jobs that are pretty demanding.
This is the best organization we have is coming up with a list to talk about.
Uh, well, see, it's quite hard because first off, we have both have jobs that are quite demanding.
Mm-hmm.
Working 5 to 7 days a week. Uh,
Right.
40 hours, 50 hours a week. We have, we do like leisure time behind that. There's just a lot behind it. We want to stream, we want to do podcasts. Editing doesn't take 10 minutes. It takes like a whole 4 or 5 hour settlement, sitting down and doing all the editing. Uh, but
Yeah.
but on with what you're saying.
Yeah. Like I said, we're not sure how this is going to work out. So hopefully, by next podcast, we can give an announcement on who it is
Ma-
we're bringing
yeah.
on, but they're basically going to be like a media manager.
Yes. They'll be
Posting on Twitter, basically all social media
mhm.
to let everyone know like the when the podcast is dropping or any news that we're gonna release. Like
When it comes to our personal accounts, mine and Trevor's personal account, I'll be handling mine at least. I'm not sure about
right,
you, but we'll be handling those. But when it comes to like the title pending accounts on Facebook and Twitter, those will be handled by this person. We also have a few people that we're hopefully bringing on to do like sketches and stuff, funny sketches. That's more when we start getting a community base. If you want to see, more stupid shit from us, uh, it more
yep,
people viewing is going to be great. We lost quite a bit of viewers In our past video, we went down what 30, 20 to 30 viewers,
Uh,
and
I wouldn't say we lost them. It's just no
they
one.
yeah. Yeah, so
Yeah, no one watched it.
well,
So
it is slowly building, and that we understand. This isn't like a wake up in the morning you have 6,000 or 6 million views. We're not doing a damn Daniel thing or anything that people are like, oh my god, this is so funny.
oh my god. Oh no. You just brought something up. You remind me of something. So apparently, like God, I know we're supposed to end this, but no.
Oh, let's go on.
Apparently, the damn Daniel kid got swatted.
Yep,
Like,
yep. That actually kind of makes me nervous about doing a podcast or doing streaming because swatting is now becoming a kind of a new crank call kind of thing. People love doing it. So that kind of makes me nervous that we're going to be recording a podcast one day, and they're just going to call them in. I guess that would be more for streaming, but it does make me a little nervous. But at
well,
the same time, I think it's going to be funny if it happens to us.
right, because they're not gonna find anything. Like, it's just one of
You
those
speak for
things. Like,
yourself. No, I'm just,
oh,
I'm just, no,
oh,
they're not gonna find anything. Maybe a few sex toys that. Well, what? I don't
all
use these,
right.
officer.
No, like, it's just one of those things. It is not. It's not funny. It's not a joke.
No,
It
it's
is a very, very
that
serious
one.
matter. Like, someone could get hurt.
Hmm.
It's just one of those things. Now, it took off as this prank, and everyone thought it was kind of funny at first, and then it stopped. It got to a point where it was being done
Didn't
occasionally, and then it went away.
didn't
And
a
now
14-year-old get arrested for it?
no, I think that was a hoax.
Oh,
It
damn
was
it.
just one of those BS articles. But no, it's just one of those things. It's not funny. It's not a joke.
No.
Do not do this because you will get fined. If they find
You do
out who
get
you are,
fined.
you get fined.
Face punishment.
There's a good chance you're gonna get jail time for it.
Hmm. And all you're
Like
doing
the
is inconveniencing members of the law enforcement, which, could be a big thing. Say that SWAT team goes
right,
out and breaks down this streamer's door, and there's somebody getting murdered down the street. Well, now they don't have a SWAT team to take care of that because they're taking care of a person who has nothing going on. So
right.
it's
And the thing with damn Daniel is the cops got there and then it just instantly knew that it
mhm.
it was a prank.
Yeah,
So, I mean, obviously they take those calls very seriously.
they have to.
So, yeah, exactly. So they still checked everything out and everything's fine. Like, but it's just all around a shitty thing to do. So
Yeah,
just don't
don't
do
do
it.
it. Don't do it, Holmes. uh, but anyways, wrapping up here. We hopefully will be able to next time discuss maybe bringing more people on
Hmm.
to this. If you want to see more of this in a lot more frequency, please drop a like, drop a comment, subscribe, follow, share it, do
Right.
whatever you want. Just get the name out there.
Hmm.
Leaving
And
comments
please,
actually does help because when you type into Google, they or not into Google but into YouTube and whatnots, sometimes it'll pull up one with more activity in it.
right.
So
And if anything, please send us messages, give
yeah,
us comments on what you want to hear us talk about, what you want us to play, stuff like that, so we can give you guys what you want. Like we say it every time, but you guys are what makes us us. So please
oh yes.
just give us some content because we may not have any.
uh,
Um,
yeah, and if you see a story that you're like, oh my god, like this is mind-boggling to me, send it our way, and we'll see about discussing it.
mhm.
Because like I said, we've got a lot of time on our hands, and sometimes we skip over things. Like I think we were discussing something today, and I was like, "Oh my God, that game's releasing!" You're like, "What? We're just supposed to be on top of these things." Sometimes we do skip over things, so just
Mhm.
send them our way, and we'll see about reading them. Uh, but yeah, definitely follow us on Twitter, Facebook. Donate if you want. You don't have to. That's
Twitch.
Twitch. Yes, Twitch.
Twitch is a big thing. We
Oh yes.
we're both getting back into streaming quite a bit more.
Oh yes.
I like it, and again, this is gonna get posted Tuesday, so it's not really gonna matter. But I'm probably gonna be streaming tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
do some more Halo and.
Y- Don't worry, guys. He'll be streaming Monday, so on Tuesday, go back in time to Monday morning, and then just.
Yep.
But sometimes they archive. I'm not sure if you have your setup to where it'll archive your
No,
stream.
I don't.
Uh,
I'm gonna need your help setting that
okay.
up. For some reason, I'm just being dumb about the whole thing and not getting it
It's perfectly
taken
fine.
care
We'll,
of.
we'll we'll get that set up to where maybe Tuesday you guys can go watch his stream. That does add viewers,
Mm-hmm.
followers and whatnot. So yeah, definitely drop follows and likes and comments. I mean, if you don't like it, don't like it. Like if you don't want to see more, just leave. Uh, but other
Please
than that,
don't.
please don't. We're lonely. But yes,
But
drop comments, whatnots. We'll leave, all the descriptions for the, some of the stories that we, talked about, the podcast of his friends, our Twitter, Facebook, of course, our Twitches. Uh, but yeah, just look in the description for everything. If there's something that's missing down there, please leave a comment and we'll jump right on it to get it fixed. So,
right.
we'll
Yep.
definitely see you guys in 2 Tuesdays.
Yep.
So, all right,
Bye, everybody.
later.